The first question I would start with is asking the parent to tell me, sometimes not even with the kid there, just tell me what you were doing when you were the same age as the child.
Uh-huh.
So whatever age, if they're 8 years old and they're rebelling or they're 18. I asked the parent, what were the risks that you took when you were growing up? And there, that gets into the, walking uphill barefoot to get to school, or navigating my streets myself, or whatever it was in terms of boyfriends and girlfriends and this type of thing. And, there's usually a lot of laughter in that. We try to joke. And then I always say to them, well, what did you learn? And most parents account for their experience as something along the lines of, I learned way too much, way too early. God forbid my own child ever has to learn any of that. I say, okay, I'm not going to challenge you on that. That's amazing that you learned those life lessons. And then I always say, were those lessons, the third question is, were those lessons helpful or unhelpful to making you who you are today? And that's where the conversation begins to shift a little bit, because usually people will say, well, of course they were somewhat helpful. Some of those lessons were helpful. I learned how to be independent. I learned how to manage money. I learned about jerks when you're dating people. I learned about, there was something in there, right? I learned how to cook. I learned how to take some responsibility for myself, not like these young people today. If I can get them through that, then the fourth question, which doesn't challenge their overprotectiveness, but works towards more the positive side of this, is I said, okay, I get that your child right now needs you to protect them, and that's how that's how you're doing this. How are you going to get your child the same life lessons that you got through taking the risks that you had?
Yeah.
And that's a positive conversation, because then we're not talking about them taking away or stopping. I don't want them to have a conversation with them about stopping something. I want to have a conversation with them about, how can I get you to do more of what the kid actually needs?